Want to speak real German from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at GermanPod101.com.
In this lesson, we are going to learn how to introduce ourselves in German. We'll start speaking right away, but first it's important to clarify that in German there is a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how German people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Hallo, ich heiße Laura. Schön, dich kennenzulernen. Hi, I'm Laura. Nice to meet you. Hallo, ich heiße Laura. Schön, dich kennenzulernen. Start by saying Hallo, ich heiße, then say your name. Hallo, ich heiße Laura. Finally say Schön, dich kennenzulernen. Hallo, ich heiße Laura. Schön, dich kennenzulernen. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Guten Tag, ich heiße Laura Meyer. Schön, Sie kennenzulernen. Good day, I'm Laura Meyer. Nice to meet you. Guten Tag, ich heiße Laura Meyer. Schön, Sie kennenzulernen. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these expressions together. Hallo has been substituted with the formal greeting Guten Tag, German for good day. Ich heiße Laura has not been changed. Ich heiße simply means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Laura Meyer. Here, you would say your full name. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from dich kennenzulernen to Sie kennenzulernen. What is changing is the German word for you. In a formal sentence, we use the more polite word Sie. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in German is Hallo, ich heiße Laura. Schön, dich kennenzulernen. The formal way to introduce yourself is Guten Tag, ich heiße Laura Meyer. Schön, Sie kennenzulernen. Now it's time for Laura's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. If you're not sure whether to use schön dich kennenzulernen or schön Sie kennenzulernen, just say simply sehr erfreut, as I said at the beginning of this lesson. If you use the correct sentence with German people, they're definitely going to be impressed.
Top 10 phrases you always want to hear. Let's begin. Das Budget ist unbegrenzt. The budget is unlimited. This is like a dream for every woman, I think. Das Budget ist unbegrenzt. The budget is unlimited. Who doesn't want to hear that all the time? I would love to hear that because I love shopping. Du bist ein ausgezeichneter Koch. You are an excellent cook. Du bist ein ausgezeichneter Koch. You are an excellent cook. Or if it's a girl, you would say, du bist eine ausgezeichnete Köchin. We want to be equal, you know? I'm actually not a good cook, by the way. I try. Du siehst toll aus heute. You look great today. Du siehst toll aus heute. Dankeschön. You look great today. Thank you. Who doesn't love to hear that? Especially on a Monday morning. Es wird einen Bonus am Ende des Monats geben. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. Es wird einen Bonus am Ende des Monats geben. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. What would you do if you've got a bonus at the end of this month? I actually wouldn't know. Maybe I'll go shopping, but then maybe I'll go on a vacation or something. That would be nice, vacation. I would go to like Fiji, to the Fiji Islands, and just be at the beach and in nature. I think that's what I would love to do. Gute Arbeit, you did a great job. Gute Arbeit, you did a great job. I'm sure you've been all doing a great job in learning German with me. And I hope you still keep learning with us. So if, gute Arbeit, Dankeschön, you did a great job, thank you. Ich habe dir etwas Besonderes mitgebracht. I brought you something special today. Ich habe dir etwas Besonderes mitgebracht. I brought you something special. Now that's a nice one as well. Who doesn't like presents? I think what is special to me is more of something that's thoughtful, or a memory, or it's not about how big something is or how expensive. I think it's something that, if people bring you something special, it's usually something that they thought of or maybe they made themselves. I love those kind of things. What is something special you've got as a present? Leave me in the comments and tell me. Ich vermisse dich. I miss you. Ich vermisse dich. I miss you. Who is somebody you miss or what? Maybe a dog too. To all the dog lovers out there, leave in the comments. What kind of dog do you have? Mach eine Pause. Ich werde heute putzen. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Mach eine Pause. Ich werde heute putzen. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Oh, that is a really good one. That's actually a very special present. I think that's something you should do for the whole day. Just, be there and just clean the house for once. Sie hatten recht. You were right. Sie hatten recht. You were right. Yes, I love to hear that too. I actually think I'm always right, so... Oh my God. Und sie gewinnen. And you win. Und sie gewinnen, and you win. Have you won something? Maybe you play a sport or you're in a team, and I would be really interested to know what you do, or if you've even won something in a lottery or whatever, or you did some competition, anything, leave in the comments.
Today, we are going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Fertig? Are you ready? Los! So let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It's just one word. Danke. Danke. Danke means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add sehr. Danke, sehr. Sehr means a lot. So danke sehr is like saying thank you very much. During the last lesson, we discussed the informal and the formal way of speaking German. Danke is the casual way to thank someone. If you want to be more formal, there is another phrase you should use. Ich danke Ihnen. Ich danke Ihnen. Let's break this phrase down. Ich is I, and danke means thanks. Ihnen is a formal word for you in the dative case. Notice that we don't use Sie as in the last lesson. We will discuss German pronouns in more depth in a later lesson. The full sentence once again. Ich danke Ihnen. How do you answer? It's easy. Here are two different ways to do it. The first is bitte schön. Bitte schön. Bitte schön can be used with just about anybody. The other way to say you're welcome is the expression gern geschehen. Gern geschehen. Literally, this phrase means I liked it to happen or happened with pleasure. But it has become a common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone says danke to us, we can simply reply with bitte schön or gern geschehen. Now it's time for Laura's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use danke or ich danke Ihnen, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Danke can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time.
Want to speak real German from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at GermanPod101.com.
Top 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Let's begin. Außer Deutsch kann ich auch ein paar andere Sprachen sprechen. Apart from knowing German, I can speak a few other languages as well. Außer Deutsch kann ich auch ein paar andere Sprachen sprechen. Apart from knowing German, I can speak a few other languages as well. I'm curious to know what other languages you can speak or you're actually learning besides from German. Danke, aber ich bin eigentlich kein Muttersprachler. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. Danke, aber ich bin eigentlich kein Muttersprachler. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. That is an answer if somebody thinks you're actually German or you talk like a German native speaker. So that's a big compliment, I think. Deutsch macht Spaß und ist einfach zu lernen. German is fun and easy to learn. Deutsch macht Spaß und ist einfach zu lernen. German is fun and easy to learn. Of course, that's something I would love to hear. If something is fun, it gets easy. So if you're enjoying German, I think you're being in a good mood and then it gets easy because you're actually wanting to learn. Ich habe alles genau verstanden, was du gesagt hast. I completely understood everything you said. Ich habe alles genau verstanden, was du gesagt hast. I completely understood everything you said. I think that's something really nice if somebody's still learning German and you talk to them like you're talking to a native speaker and they tell you, wow, I really understood everything. That's something that's a big compliment. But it's also a big compliment for you because it means that you understood everything. Ich habe nur ein Jahr gebraucht, fließend zu werden. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Ich habe nur ein Jahr gebraucht, fließend zu werden. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. If you've become fluent in a year, that's amazing. Ich kann deutsche Filme ohne Untertitel gucken. I can watch German movies without subtitles. Ich kann deutsche Filme ohne Untertitel gucken. I can watch German movies without subtitles. I always suggest to watch movies without subtitles because even if you don't understand, it's very visual and you can use your imagination. Ich kann rund 50 neue deutsche Wörter pro Tag auswendig lernen. I can memorize around 50 new German words a day. Ich kann rund 50 neue deutsche Wörter pro Tag auswendig lernen. I can memorize around 50 new German words a day. That is amazing. I mean, 50 new German words. Every day learning new German words is going to help you to become fluent. Ich lerne ganz alleine Deutsch. I'm learning German all by myself. Ich lerne ganz alleine Deutsch. I'm learning German all by myself. I mean, I think I would be a little sad if you said that to me because I hope you learn with me. But of course, it's a very great thing if you can learn on your own a language and study. Ich lerne seit 10 Jahren Deutsch. I've been learning German for 10 years. Ich lerne seit 10 Jahren Deutsch. I've been learning German for 10 years. Many people give up maybe, but in 10 years you can learn so much German. Let me know how long have you been learning German. In 3 Jahren werde ich Deutsch wie ein Muttersprachler sprechen. I'll speak German like a native speaker in 3 years. In 3 Jahren werde ich Deutsch wie ein Muttersprachler sprechen. I'll speak German like a native speaker in 3 years. I always think it's good to set goals and because I really think if you work hard for them, you'll make it. So what is your goal in learning German? Have you set any goals? Leave me in the comments.
In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Germany. Fertig? Are you ready? Los! So let's start. The most used informal greeting is Hallo. Hallo. Hallo means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. The most used formal greetings will change depending on the time of day. Let's start with Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Literally, Guten Tag means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use Guten Tag only during the daytime. from late morning until early evening. In the morning we say Guten Morgen, good morning. Guten Morgen. During the evening we say Guten Abend. Guten Abend. Tag, Morgen and Abend is German for day, morning and evening, respectively. Easy, right? What should you say when you leave? German people usually say Auf Wiedersehen when leaving in a formal situation. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen means goodbye. If we say goodbye to friends or our relatives, we use the informal word Tschüss. Tschüss. Now you can greet people in many different ways in German. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say Hallo. Formally, use Guten Morgen in the morning, Guten Tag in the afternoon, and Guten Abend in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say Auf Wiedersehen. And in an informal situation, it's Tschüss. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Laura's insights. Due to a huge variety of dialects in Germany, you might hear many different greeting phrases depending on the area. In Austria and in the Catholic southern part of Germany, they even say Grüß Gott, which means greetings to God. In the past, people from the north could barely talk to people from the south, since they spoke very different languages. But nowadays, if you use these common phrases, then everyone will understand you. I'm sure.
Top 10 compliments you always want to hear. A very great lesson, if I think, because who doesn't love to hear compliments? So it's good to have some in the back of your pocket to share whenever somebody deserves it. Let's go. First compliment, very important one. Du bist gut aussehend. You look handsome. Instead of du bist gut aussehend, you could also say du siehst gut aus, or just easy du bist hübsch, like you're pretty. Just say it when you really mean it, okay? I don't know. You know when to use this compliment. I don't have to explain to you, I think. So, yeah, second in line, second word for today is, or second sentence for today is du bist schlau. You're smart. Also alternatives to this, you could say du bist clever. I think that's a very cool compliment. Who wouldn't like to be called or seen as smart? Number 3, and that's the one which should come from your heart, really. It's du bist ein toller Freund. You're an awesome friend. It's the compliment you would go with for your good ones, for your buddies. Okay, I come up with another little bit cheesy one. Deine inneren Werte sind noch schöner als dein Äußeres. Your inside is even more beautiful than your outside. As I said, a bit cheesy, but I mean, okay, if you really like someone and he is really pretty, but you want to point out that he's not only pretty from the outside, which could be very superficial, but also has a very beautiful soul, or you just feel connecting very well with that person, you could go for this compliment. Ihr Lebenslauf ist beeindruckend. Your resume is impressive. Yeah, if you show somebody your CV, what you've done in life, oh, I went to high school, I went to university in 3 different countries, and I worked in 4 different continents, and I probably visited 5 planets. Then that's a very impressive resume. So resume in German is Lebenslauf, and if you show it to somebody and he says, wow, dein Lebenslauf ist echt beeindruckend, that's a good compliment. That means you should probably apply for the best company ever. Großartige Arbeit. Great job. That's a cool one. I use it very often. It's like really just go for it, and everybody likes to receive a little bit of a good feedback for the work he has done, or if it's just like a little kid painting a picture. Gute Arbeit. Großartige Arbeit, even more. Great job. That's a compliment you could always go with. Du hast einen guten Geschmack. You have a good taste. You could say this for the clothes, like, wow, die Jacke steht dir. Du hast einen guten Geschmack, so you can combine those. That jacket looks good on you. You have a good taste. But of course, this also works for music and movies, kind of for everything which you can have a good or bad taste of. So I kind of really like this compliment, as you can connect with people by it. Dein Lächeln ist wunderschön. Your smile is beautiful. To me, that's a very nice compliment, because I just really like smiley people. I like when I talk to a person who's just happy, who's just smiling, and it's just a lot more fun and enjoyable, entertaining to talk with a person who's smiling. It's just nice, right? Du siehst wunderschön aus. You look gorgeous. This one really reminds me of my time abroad in the US, because back in time I didn't know how to pronounce gorgeous, so I used to say Georges. And there was this girl, and I used this word, and I said, "Oh, you look gorgeous," and she really laughed. So I kind of figured after time she liked it. So I don't know if she thought it was cute or whatever. So I just kept saying Georges, or du hast einen tollen Sinn für Humor. You have a great sense of humor. This is a very important one to me, because if you want to spend a lot of time with someone, let's say girlfriend, boyfriend, later wife, or even your best friend, I believe you kind of need to share same kind of humor or same sense of humor. If you have a person and you spend time with and you have lots of good laughs together, then just tell them, wow, you have a great sense of humor. They probably will feel encouraged to keep being their way.
20 phrases you must know for traveling. Here we go. First phrase, when you don't know where to go, you ask, könnte ich eine Karte bekommen? Could I have a map? Actually, you could also ask this to your friend who is going to traveling, because card also works for postcard. So if you have to stay home and not traveling, you can ask for a Karte, for a card, or you can ask for a map, which we also call Karte, and then you can find your way. Number 2, very important sentence. Sprechen Sie Englisch? Do you speak English? Here in Germany, it's quite common. People do speak English, even though the older ones not so much. But whenever you meet like a young couple or young people on the street and you really cannot find your way or you're really struggling, you can always try to even talk to them in English. But if you want to be polite, you can ask in German, Sprechen Sie Englisch? And then the person will know, oh, okay, sure, I'm going to try to help you out. Gibt es einen Bus vom Flughafen in die Stadt? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? Often airports are kind of outside of the city, right? In Germany, or actually in Europe, we have Ryanair. Probably you've heard about it. It's like cheap airline, but we all want to save money, so it's good. But often the airports of this Ryanair are actually not in the city. So if you fly Ryanair to Barcelona, you end up, 100 kilometers out of Barcelona, and then you always have to take a bus. This also happens in Germany. For example, the Frankfurt airport of Ryanair is about 100 kilometers out of Frankfurt. So you will have to ask for a bus to the city. How do you do this? Gibt es einen Bus vom Flughafen in die Stadt? Number 4. Ist das WLAN kostenlos? Is the Wi-Fi free? It's getting more and more there here in Germany. I remember when I was traveling in the US, you could get free Wi-Fi everywhere, even in the streets. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not that far here now, but more and more places, train stations, airports have free Wi-Fi. So you must be pretty unlucky to not find free Wi-Fi when you're like flying in or coming by train. So yeah, bring your devices, and in any case, you can ask, Sprechen Sie Englisch? Do you speak English? To find your way. Number 5. Haben Sie freie Zimmer für heute Nacht? Do you have any vacancies for tonight? Yeah, if you're going to a hotel or hostel or an apartment and you haven't booked previously or ahead, then first of all you need to know if there's any space left for you, or if you should go on and search for another place if you don't want to crash on somebody's couch. So then go to the hotel, go to the reception, ask if there are free rooms, and usually they should be able to help you out. Unless, you could also just walk through the streets and ring a doorbell and ask, haben Sie freie Zimmer? Do you have vacancies? But this might get you in trouble with police, I don't know. Number 6. Könnte ich in ein anderes Zimmer wechseln? Could I move to a different room? If you're really unhappy with your room and you're like, oh gosh, no, I don't want to stay here, then you ask the receptionist, hey, could I move to another room? It didn't happen to me so far. I was quite lucky. Whenever I was traveling, I had pretty nice rooms. But I have heard it happens, like if it's 30 or the neighbors of the other room are super loud, doing whatever. Then it's legit to ask for a different room. If you want to change your room and you ask in German, they're probably even more willing to help you out. Number 7. Ich habe eine Reservierung. I have a reservation. Yeah, this is what usually is the case, not like previously when you had to ask if there's any room left. Usually you have a reservation and then everything works kind of itself. You just go to the desk, ask, hey, ich habe eine Reservierung. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, what's your name? And if you watch my other videos, you will know how to say your name in German, and then you can check in your hotel all in German, all good. And you have a perfect start for your trip. Könnten wir das Menü haben, bitte? Could we have the menu, please? Yeah, going to a restaurant, you of course want to know what the food offering is before you just order anything. The waiter comes with the menu, and you can open it, search for your entree and for your drink. Beer, I'd recommend, and then, oh, what I'm gonna eat, Schnitzel. Eat Schnitzel. Schnitzel is awesome. Good German food. I love it. Haben Sie Empfehlungen? Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, if you don't want to listen to my recommendation, eating Schnitzel and having a beer, you can also ask the waiter for recommendations of the house. Often they're even like special offers or menu of the day, something like that. Yeah, just go ahead and ask for recommendations. Often you even like will be surprised of some cool food you wouldn't have thought of if you have chosen by yourself. Now we're getting to the sad part of all the restaurant evening. Die Rechnung bitte. Could I have the check, please? Yeah, of course, if you eat in a restaurant, in the end there's always a payment. And if you want to ask for the check or for the bill, in Germany that's die Rechnung. So you can just point out your finger to the waiter, die Rechnung bitte, and he will be happy to bring you the bill. You can leave a little tip. We usually tip about like 10%, and then everything is fine. Ich bin allergisch gegen Erdnüsse. I'm allergic to peanuts. Yeah, this happens. If you don't eat peanuts, and if you're not sure whether there are peanuts in your food or not, it's a good idea to ask or just to raise attention to the waiter. Hey, ich bin allergisch gegen Erdnüsse, so please don't bring me any peanuts. Number 12. Wasser bitte. Water, please. Other than in the US, in Germany it's not common that you get free water at the table during your evening in the restaurant. You always have to order it, unfortunately. So whatever you want to drink, if it's beer, Coke, or just like water from the sink, you would always have to order it and pay it. So don't expect the waiter to bring you water for free. If you order water, then it also will appear on the bill. But therefore we used to have sparkling water, which in my opinion is way better than just sink water. Come on, it's so boring. Wie viel kostet das? How much is this? Yeah, if you're really thirsty, want the water, but are kind of out of money, then you should ask maybe how much it is, and then you can use this phrase, wie viel kostet das? How much is this? Or yeah, anything in the souvenir store, there's like this stupid little thing you want to bring home, but you don't want to spend a fortune on it, then better ask before, how much is this? Wie viel kostet das? Oh, see, sun is coming out. Now's the right time to travel here. First learn the sentences, but then travel here. Yeah, you see, when the sun is shining like this, you should pack your stuff. Ich möchte 10 von diesen. I'd like 10 of these. I remember when I went to Brazil, there's always this so-called feira. It's like a fair where they sell food and toys and everything. But then, of course, the most exciting for me were the fruits, because they had so many exotic fruits. And then I went there and like, oh, I had like 10 of these and 5 of these and 3 of that. And there were fruits I've never seen, so I wanted to try. So this might happen to you if you come here, that you see fruits or vegetables that are not so common in your country. Then you can really use the sentence. Yeah, you should always try the new stuff. Ich möchte das hier. I'd like this. Coming back, if you're at the fair and you really don't know, like there's something you've never seen, but then you want to point at it and say you want this, and you want to impress the one who's selling you, the seller, speaking German, then you can just say, ich möchte dies, and he will be like, cool, here you got it. Number 16. Könnten Sie mir einen Rabatt geben? Could you give me a discount? Also, this happens. We have flea markets where there's people sell their used stuff, or even on the markets, on the Sunday farmers market, whatever. Sometimes you can try to negotiate, and You can always ask, it's not impolite. If you feel like, oh cool, this is a place where it's just common to negotiate a little, you can ask for a discount. Even though don't expect too much. I know in other countries it's common that, okay, the price is 20, but he's already happy if he gets 10. Yeah, no, here it's more like if the price is 20, you can maybe negotiate it down to 18, or it always depends. Also, I mean, if you ask in German, probably you will waste your chances that you really get a discount, because they will appreciate your effort to speak German. Don't be pushy on it, but try and negotiate it a little and you might get your discount. Nehmen Sie Kreditkarte? Do you take credit card? You should definitely bring your credit card. In most supermarkets and yeah, stores, whatever, you can use the credit card, but still there's a lot of like smaller shops or the flea market. Apparently they usually don't take credit cards, so it's not as widespread as in the US, but we're getting there. We still like our cash in our hands, see what we're paying with. It's also dangerous to always pay by credit card. You don't really see how much money you spend, especially on holiday. You're more like, oh cool, I want to enjoy my time, spend some money here, spend some money there, and then credit card in. And then just returning home, you get the letter with all the money you spent, and you're like, oh, holy, that was a lot of money. Number 18. Wo ist der Bahnhof? Where is the train station? In case you need to go back to the airport, want to take the train, and you don't know where the train station are, then you're probably in trouble. So you should check beforehand on your map, or yeah, I don't know, take a cab or something. But maybe you're not late, maybe you have plenty of time, and then just want to find the way yourself. You can go and ask, hey, where's the train station? Need to catch a flight. Entschuldigen Sie, wie hoch ist der Fahrpreis? Excuse me, what's the fare? In buses or trains, if you haven't bought your ticket previously ahead, then you might want to ask the driver what's the price before we're taking it, to not be surprised later. Yeah, bus tickets in the city usually are like, I'd say, $2.50. Train tickets apparently depend on how far you want to go. I think a train ticket from Berlin to Munich, for example, €50, I guess. Depends also if you book ahead or not. But yeah, if you ask the driver or anybody at the train station, you probably haven't booked ahead. It's always smarter to book ahead, then you can get way cheaper tickets, especially for trains. In buses, usually you're not really able to book a ticket ahead. You just buy it right there. And yeah, the driver in the bus always is happy to help you out when you're uncertain about the price. So just ask him. Number 20, selfie time. Könnten Sie ein Foto von mir machen? Could you take a picture of me, please? Yeah, nowadays this question is not asked so often anymore, because you always do your selfies, right? You do that? Like, I could actually film all this in selfie, but I would be too shaky, I guess. But if you want a proper picture, maybe of your group with everybody in it and not just this long selfie arm, then you should ask a stranger on the street. And I told you previously that most Germans are know at least a little English, so they would understand if you have a camera and say, oh, could you take a picture please, that you all want them to take a picture of you. Good sentence to know if you're traveling alone or with your partner or in a group and you want to have a picture. Then just ask, oh, könnten Sie ein Foto von mir machen? Könnten Sie bitte ein Foto von mir machen? Going back home after your travel, you see clouds are coming back, like I'm not in this bright sun anymore. Yeah, time to go home. Yeah, travel is over, let's go back home and then bus to the airport. Have a good flight.